Welcome everybody. We're on MedVet again today, and we're talking tree stands. So tree stands are very helpful, especially if you know pathways that the animals are walking. They get you up high, so you get a better visual sight line. Maybe you want to use them around different lakes where you have herds. It gets you up, and it gets you out of their sight. Now I don't know if it affects scent that much or not. I've never really noticed. I know if they get too close, they will spook, and I think that's more because of scent than anything else. But we're going to talk about how to place them today and some other little facts about tree stands that you may want. So we've already gone to the outpost. We've picked up our tree stand. And now the one thing you'll notice is the trees that you can put them on, you see how they're glowing? Those are the trees that will comfortably take a tree stand. So you see there's some in the area that just won't, even though it looks like they should. But the ones that are highlighted will be the ones that they'll accept. Now, I wish they'd put a little dot or something. You got to imagine there's a little dot in the center of your screen, and that's what you're kind of aiming for when you want these things. They're a little bit finicky, but moving the right analog stick up and down will move it up and down that spot. And as you can see, if you move it left or right, you can angle it a little bit. And like I said, don't get too frustrated when you're putting them up. I wish they'd put a little dot up there so you could exactly see where you were aiming to put a tree stand up. To deploy the tree stand, all you have to do is press R2. Now bear in mind that when you do, like any other placeable, you are going to make noise, and it's got a spook radius of about 150 meters. So while when you put these up initially, they can spook nearby animals. So just be aware of that. The other thing too is that, there could be animals 20, 30 meters away. When you go to get into this thing, it will not spook them when you climb into it. So I know it makes noise when you get in, as you'll see, but it doesn't spook the animals. As soon as you get underneath it to where you can get in it, and it doesn't matter whether it's a blind, a tripod stand, a tree stand, it won't spook them when you get in. So we're just going to press square to enter. And you can see we're up nice and high. And we've got just that white line of visibility. Now, once again, visibility, it differs from animal to animal depending on how good their eyesight is. I've never had a problem in the tree stands. I've had them come walk within 5 meters and walk right underneath me, actually, and not spook. The only time they spooked is because maybe they walked into the scent cone and they've kind of freaked out a little bit. So we can see that we can get up nice and high. Now, one of the things that I noticed with the tree stands as well is if you place a bunch of them close together, guess what? You can kind of shimmy around them. I don't really would have a use for it, but once again, there's no noise penalty for doing this. And, if you wanted to kind of move around a certain area, I guess you could just quietly move from tree stand to tree stand if you wanted, or you had enough place that were close enough together. It's kind of why I chose to do this on MedVet. The trees are a little bit closer together. Another thing about the tree stand as well is you only get 16 per reserve. So that's your limit for your hanging tree stands. So, once again, they're a very useful tool in Call of the Wild. And to get out of them, you actually have to face the seat and kind of look down, press square to exit. If you want to pick them up, highlight them, and press triangle, and that gathers them back up. So friends, this has been my tutorial on tree stands. I hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, from Call of Wild Tutorials, happy hunting.